Hi everybody, it's Ebony JB and I'm back with another video. And in this video today, I'm reacting to an album that has been recommended to me since I started my channel 2 years ago. I feel like ever since I started my channel and I started, getting subscribers, there was this one subscriber, you know who you are, who told me again and again, listen to this. Once he or she saw that I was into hip-hop and rap and I liked that genre, they were like, yeah, you've got to react to this. And there'll be so many other people that would comment, yeah, definitely this for this album. So I am here finally reacting to Honor Kill the Samurai by Car. Now, it's been a long time coming. Honestly, it's got 2 years. I'm not even joking to you. It feels like I've been told to react to this since the beginning of my channel. I'm really excited to get into it now. I know that it's really wordy, really lyrical. I understand that it's probably going to really be hard for me to digest, but it's not everything that I will catch or not everything that I will get on that first listen. I can't wait to come back to it and get more and understand more about the album. I know that I've not been as consistent as I've been in the past. My first year of YouTube and maybe the few months after the first year of YouTube, I was really racking it in, doing 2 videos a week or at least 1 video a week. Is how I've gotten up to 200 videos on my channel so far from those, like, the first year and a half of me doing YouTube. But after that, life turned tables, life got more difficult, and a lot more milestones have been accomplished for me besides my YouTube life. Therefore, it's just been so overwhelming and, kind of wrapped and consume me in a way that I've had to put this on pause for a little bit. But I think about it all the time. I always think about YouTube and I'm always thinking, hey, as long as I'm trying to get something out monthly, that's better than nothing. I don't really like to do like long time hiatuses because I feel like that will breed some laziness in me. So I do like to at least try and give something out a month, or give something out if it's been a really busy month every 2 months. And I'm trying to stay with that, but I do want to snap back into it. It's just life, That's the best way I can explain it without getting too much in my personal details, because this is the internet and they don't need to know all of that. Let's get into this.
Swore it was the hardest, a lot of years starving before I was an artist. Bringing tomorrow with some youngster. Brought hams to grammar school, hands to gun talk. The coke drought made it accessible.
That's a good line. Brought hammers to grammar school, hence the gun talk. Yeah.
Be a good boy, need you alive, please survive, you my hood joy. Pops tiny, be a body and catch one. Conflicted.
Okay.
Always been conflicted.
Yeah, of course, I hate to be poetic about it, but if you're a subscriber of my channel, you know that's how I get. I overanalyze and get into the nitty-gritty. Already there's a bit of confliction in the production. You've got this chirpy sound like some next nursery rhyme, some school kids skipping down doing hopscotch. It sounds happy-go-lucky, it sounds, positive. And then you've got this like echoey drum beat that sounds like something out of a cave. Like that's really a contrast, that's really a conflict. You don't have innocent children skipping in a cave. So the production is very conflicted already. We got him leading on with saying his mom told him this. I absolutely love that bar. It sounds so personal, it sounds so sensitive. Mommy told me be a good boy, need you alive, please survive, you my hood joy. Usually mothers say you're my joy, you're my everything, but the attached hood joy and the fact that she's telling him, I need you to be alive, I need you to survive. I think it's a given that every parent wants their children to survive. When there's an emphasis placed on that means you're growing up in a setting which probably isn't that enabling for survival and for one to live. So the emphasis on that, showing the risks, showing the dangers, and therefore you being my hood joy, because you're my joy, but we're not growing up in any ordinary place. So that need to attach the hood to the joy is quite, sensitive. And then him the conflict with his father, saying, be strapped, you need the shoddy, be a body, or catch one. Again, the conflict of your father's advice, which is like, doesn't really got that love attached to it, just got that, those rules, those commandments to live. And then the mother's one is just like more of a please do this, please do that, you're my hood joy. So there's a bit more sensitivity.
What you say, what you dread though. What your team, what your man do. And pay for your mistakes, hope they calm your wins. From honor, I don't speak drama, I don't know about. I hope always been conflicted.
Yeah, Conflicted is a really intriguing start to this album. Starting off with something like that, there's no way that the album can just go one way. You know, it can't go down the straight and narrow. It definitely is going to be doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
In order that this gentle art might alleviate the rigors of that
Boys in the tears, but they ain't ball, they all strike. Slow plays, no days, all night. On the slide, peep the runway. I keep it hands till that man speaking gunplay. All goes awry when that reason is cease. And all foes to get. They gotta end another friend. I'm in the crib sick. Was there preparing to take lives. On the ground, thank you for your time and consideration.
Yeah.
Unfold my destiny. There's no one less than me. All just to get what we need. We did what we must. At first, you know it's worse to show. If you were scared, quick to peg how victims beg. Shooters swear. How it's going better. I hope I never have to blast another hollow. To get what we need, we did what we must.
Oh, the symmetry. It all comes together so well. It's so conclusive. The title, Justice, Fairness. And we do have a sense of fairness in this track. Everything is kind of reflective of itself, like a mirror. You know, there's one side, there's the other side, but it's the same. There's an equality. That's what the track feels like a constant, just like equality and fairness. It's really good. And, you know, the fact that he goes, unfold my destiny. There's no one less than me. Behold my labor. There's no one greater. So before there was no one less than him. And when he first said that bar, I was a little bit conflicted myself because I was thinking, that's not usually like the stance you hear rappers take. Usually you hear rappers take, there's no one better than me. So instead of taking that typical braggadocious me, myself, and I stance that loads of rappers take, you know, when they want to indulge in that kind of egocentric personality in their bars, it's like taking a way more fair, democratic stance and saying there's no one less, there's no one more, there just is. That's kind of like a really conclusive, whole-rounded understanding of everyone's attempts on life. You're not less than me, you're not better than me, and we do what we must to survive. And then let's talk also about the freaking like, I'm sorry, let's talk about the sci-fi production. We can't leave that out, because that crazy, you know, futuristic kind of production, such a future sci-fi kind of sounding track, yet we've got him really unearthing life, which is as ancient as anything. So far, I'm finding this really cool. And you know, there's a lot of drops this year that I've missed and whatever, and people are like, Ebony, you didn't react to this, Ebony, where have you been here? Besides life happening, I don't know, I just wanted to digest some other music that weren't dropped this year, and I'm using this as an opportunity now, and I'm very happy that I'm digesting some Car right now.
soldier might be seen to halt, take his writing utensils from his belt, and compose an ode.
That's what it look like. That's what I like.
Oh. This is about to be my favorite. Are you dumb? It's just gonna be my favorite track. There's no two ways about it.
Days of menace was true about my influence. The rage is in us. I dealt vicious for well wishes and they saving life, but right like I already died. No petty fray. Every day I hail the truth. Let it spring.
Sorry, that lyric. With steady pride, try to show you every side. I give it life, but right like I already died. That's what I'm saying. That's the sense that I'm getting so far from Car. Like his lyrics is like so full of wisdom and so full of like ancient knowledge. And that's kind of linking to this kind of samurai thing that he's got going on throughout the album. You know, samurai is an ancient being, an ancient kind of type of practice. So it's therefore linking to like how Ka sounds lyrically. He himself could be a samurai with that ancient kind of wisdom, but also quite narrow, and not in his thinking and not in his expression. That is versatile, but just in like essentially he's got a core kind of moral understanding, and that's where I feel like the narrowness is, like that morality in his core that is right and makes sense, and how he relays that in his raps. That's the clearness, that's the level-headedness, that's the narrowness. But then he can relay that and express that in really diverse and versatile ways. A bit like a samurai. Samurai's composed, but when they switch up, they slicing and dicing.
Large, crooking in the town with a crew of raw people. Gotta put you in the ground for the root of all evil. Killing the building.
Gosh, the way he says things. Oh.
I'm live, this is what it look like.
Oh.
This is what it look like. Wasn't blessed to be resting in the burbs. I was stressing, wrestling with the scourge. Stay low, let's drop the needle. You find Casa Rebooty page. Get you caged, I'm trying to free you.
Oh.
You mold me that cold and lonely. Where they ring your bells, they...
That cold and lonely. Yeah. I don't want to say much more about that track. Just, yeah.
To die
Sorry.
when it is right.
The Asian lady at the beginning of all these tracks, she's really spitting something. I think she's trying to say something about samurais as well. I think she is trying to establish all the different facets of a samurai at the beginning of each track, and that is supposed to coincide with the track that follows.
To strike when to strike is right.
What they render is tender, the bars bore me. Young and rich, become a miss by your sob story. My scars laugh off 40, cause he gone, we mourn tonight. No one's mixing words, vicious verbs emerge from being this disturbed. As a kid observed on curves where they twist the herb. Was rapping up the rocks, kept cautious, speak short and sweet by my long bitter. Wasn't shook though, I took bow and a strong quiver. Since elfish, talking endurance, felt the gleam to my self-esteem to be a groveler. Been leader since toddler, teaching not to be a follower. Them days raised my speaking. Attract them by my actions, not my speaking. My battle plan was grab their attention, so I stood on mine. During the hardest time was a nightmare. Felt like life here was as good as dying. We were troubling, same corners are bubbling. The pawns are huddling, and all of a sudden it's he gone, we mourn tonight.
You know, this is very different to Griselda's do 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 do. This is more of a pop pop pop, and that subtle pop pop pop. It's very again contrasting to what the actual sound of a gunshot is. You know, an actual sound of a gunshot is a lot more aggressive and prevalent than that. So the pop pop pop, we mourn the night, is kind of like a silent killing kind of thing. The fact that he's saying we mourn the night, there's so many ways you could take that. You could take it though, the fact that then you've got very quiet pop pop pop, hinting to a more obscure, secretive, low-key, quiet, overlooked killing. And therefore, what you're mourning is the night that is also equally obscure, secretive, dark and hidden. You know, there's a vagueness to it. Therefore, you're mourning something that you can't fully, it's not fully tangible to your mind. Like, you can't fully grab it and get it like that. Just the same way that this person who's been popped, 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 has just been popped. You can say we mourn the night, which means maybe we mourn the darkness, maybe we mourn the things that were difficult in life, the toughness that he talks about in his growing up, in his life when he was growing up. Maybe he's mourning that, maybe he's mourning that part of him that died in that stage in his life. Who knows? Like, we mourn the night could be taken to many different ways.
He gone, we mourn the night.
What is this? Yeah, Mourn at Night, and that's another favourite. I think is taking second place for me. if not first. I don't know what is first anymore.
In his eyes beams the fire of ambition. His mind is a thirst for knowledge.
And trust every cut is nuts, won't let them castrate me. If happen to make cap, they know I label. That's what hard allow you market value, they overrated. That show is dated, slowly faded, can meet eternal. Could battle hard, fail see my civil aims to get a little change and be still me. Even if Max busting back the dust, you can't kill she, I need money. Blueprint rec centers, I'm trying to inspire. I'm a blitz to get rich, feed the lone starving. Theory, what you minding for? If wanna wear shit with blind and poor. You telling stories and celebrate greed. I plead, how many cars you need? When fathers bleed to fill ribs of kids at Harley Reid. But I spilled my guts about the suicide. Sepulchre, I need money.
I really have got nothing to say about that track.
Wasn't made for frontin'. To bring the gauge was nothing. Moving down in the gutter, stop the flow. I pop and go with the pound and the cutter. When she squeeze you lifeless, let you part of the strangle. Should be dead from karma, and I work harder than my guardian angel. If you evoke threats, I've never told me freeze. It's this as cold as you get. Wasn't made for frontin'. To bring the gauge was nothing. Static start, I had the heart to squeeze. Took less than nothing. It was hard learning. Don't discard what I carve, I don't whittle nothing little. All my niggas pump for big chunks, fucking kibble. So it was never bluff with a bullet. If you show it, gotta blow it. Spark and lead.
Destined is an interesting track, you know. There's a constant kind of hum to it. The doom 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 doom. I can't go that low, but you know what I'm talking about. And it just loops again and again, and it sounds kind of like Wild West. It sounds kind of like, I don't know, like a old Western flick, cowboyish. You know, what he's talking about over it is very symmetrical. Like, it makes a lot of sense because he's talking about very harsh environments where he had to be harsh, do harsh, you know, to survive, and almost was kind of destined to be born in such environment because of how efficient and expedient he was and just adapting to it and doing what needed to be done, kind of thing. So we've got this kind of harsh, crazy reality over a kind of untamed beat, so it makes sense. It makes a lot of creative sense.
Us. That's why they call them hours. Coffins in the stage.
Sorry, I've got to take hours back. I wasn't fully digesting that.
These seconds, these minutes right here, you know what they belong to? Us. That's why they call them hours. This took sacrifice, much lost before the game paid. Enough of feeling any slugs, many ways mediate, be savior, healing any grudge. Good far spoke was provocative, hard was ice for that cream, trying to school money. Now breathe for seas, whether you throw dirt or roof on me. For all the days I spent positioned in the basement, feel I had to heal myself, physician and impatient. This earth's home for all the wrong. My riff
A physician and a patient. Yo, that is truly what healing is. That's crazy. I've never looked at it like that but that's essentially what it is. When you are trying to heal yourself, you are the patient and the healer. That's why it's so bloody hard.
But for real, I used to starve though. The routes I scored that doubt the Lord ever condoned. Steps was reckless, repping for precious metals and stone. Hours, these seconds, these minutes are hours, these seconds.
It could sound like they are hours, you know, as in like, you know, these seconds and minutes, they lead up to hours. Or these seconds, these minutes are hours. Like, they're for you and me. Let's actually use them. Let's live them. Let's enact on them, you know. So there's two messages in one there. They're ours, it's our life, it's our time, so let's use it. And then these are ours. Use it because they're building up to a certain amount of time that is finite that we have on this earth. Do you like that song? Do you like the meaning behind it? You are getting the sense here by this point of the album that Car is philosophical you know, possibly religious. There's loads of religious references, and he is definitely trying to relay a wider or a more deeper, message. It's crazy to me, like the fact that I'm only hearing it now, digesting it now. That's when he dropped it. It's still having the effect that it probably had then on listeners that it is having on me now. It's timeless music.
Played out respects and still. The larger caliber, the harder the written the prison term. Harsher sentences a word. Live and learn. Used to tag on the rag, glad I ain't get the germ. Despite tests, some night sweats, a bit concerned. I'm out here in the illicit fields. We either grip it still or missing meals. Hate's well known. Since young, I feel it shit. Go for mine since the time code was twine. Call for book, the soft, the hook, open line. Seen you only seen what press reported. I roam Parker's home far from safe haven. Walk with grace on my waist, the face raven. Of course, the 8-4 safety shit. Born with a snow. It's that love I'm unfamiliar with.
Illicit Fields, I feel like, you know, just again, one of those tracks really honing in on harsh realities, really honing in on the survival mode, honing in on the soldier kind of mentality that is bred when living in the streets and working and hustling. And the production is good, is really good, but it's not standing out in comparison to other tracks. So it's a very level track for me in terms of my enjoyment of it.
I've walked for dimes till that day I pack a tray. The sidewalk is mine. Just another predator in the hood. Only violence understood. So it's gotta be years wasted central potential. No one was proud of me. In my blood, toy with mentally for centuries. Now toil in the mud. The luck of most was not to survive on the surface with passion and purpose, allured to fame. Committed grimy street crimes. If Nab homie, you don't know.
What I weep is too deep to chart domestic. Again, what I was saying in my earlier point, how he approaches rap and poetry and what he, you know, lets out in his artistic vision is a lot. It is a lot. It's not gonna hit the charts for, you know, most streamed or whatnot. It's gonna, as he says, I believe, be digested by the few with the minds and the capacity for it that will enjoy it. You know, and not just enjoy it, because it's not really also about enjoyment, it's also about understand it. It's fantastic, handcrafted artisan brew. I really like that. How he's called it a brew, like a coffee kind of thing. Like he's really brewed it, he's let like, you know, build in quality and in taste and in everything. Casted and mastered for a marvelous few. Casted and mastered for a marvelous few. The rhyming, the freaking rhyming. I'm scared to put seeds in the uterus that love me. So he's scared to have children with a woman that loves him. Growing, knowing my roots indeed rotten, producing bad fruits or my family tree is dropping. So he's saying his roots, his foundations, you know, if he's referring to himself as the plant, he's scared to let those seeds scatter into the soil of the uterus that loves him, because he knows his roots ain't that great. You know, you don't want to pass on what he's got to a child that is again forced to suffer the same thing, and then his family tree is just all dropping, as he says. Some really deep bars there, man. I'm gonna keep going.
Things, the finer things. I did it all for the finer things.
When heaven is about to confer.
Gotta walk his play, drop gems, got friends every walk of life. That's why I like it, right? Got the gift for the doors to count. Got the gift, he bust the trunk. Man caught it, and taught the hush of monks. Never, man, I wish we ain't had to live like this.
Or in the voice, can compose a poem under impending peril or hum a strain in the face of death.
Honor killed the samurai. First of all, I wish Death poem. It's got this kind of lovely electric guitar that again has this untamed nature to it. So it really feels like a turbulent, rebellious kind of, but subtle rebellious and turbulence, like not very in your face with it. So it's got this kind of subtle turbulence in it and wildness to it that feels really cool and definitely very authentic. Again, going in with harsh realities and observations and lessons learned, and therefore trying to say, I wish we didn't have to live like this, you know. Does feel like a send-off, does feel like an ending. And Honor Kill the Samurai, what an album it is. I mean, the title alone, now I think I understand the title better. When I first heard this title, I was like, what the heck is this gonna be about? What does this mean? And now, after listening to the album, I understand the title. And I feel like that's a really good album when that does that. When you listen to an album, you didn't really know what the title meant before, or what it could mean, or what it could be trying to overall conclude. Then you listen to the album and you're like, I get it now. In context of this song and 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 this song, it all comes together and I get the bigger picture. And I feel like good albums do that. Carl wants to be the samurai. He wants to embody the samurai. He wants to, I feel, really emulate the notions that circulate a samurai being or a samurai person. That kind of resilience, that kind of self-assurance, awareness, wisdom and strength, and what's that thing? Discipline is the word. So yes, I do feel like he is emulating or trying to show his kind of admiration for such a figure. You know, the samurai is disciplined, is wise, has got this self-restraint and the self-assurance, which is admirable, which could be, you know, deemed as like role figure material. So yeah, just concluding off everything, Honor Killed the Samurai, I feel like it's a beautiful kind of homage paid to this historical figure, which Carr kind of resonates with, and perhaps wish he emulated sooner in his life, you know. It's funny how he's placed this far, far, far Eastern kind of historical figure on the backdrop of his own sufferings, self-identification and self-development in America. He's merged these two worlds, and quite harmoniously, might I add, and it's just really shown his creative skill. I really do appreciate this album. It's been an experience for me, and I honestly can say that yes, it has so many boom tracks, yes, it takes me on a journey, and yes, it makes a hell of a lot of creative sense. Therefore, it's getting a 9 out of 10 for me. And that's what I've got to say so far. Thank you guys for watching my reaction review of Carr's Honor Kill the Samurai. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button down below and leave a comment down below of your thoughts. I'll see you guys all